BBN Jackfruits, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We might have some problems with my computer today. I believe that I was hacked last night. My clock is wrong on my computer and everything, man. So I think I was hacked yesterday or last night at some point. So we might have a little bit of problems with the computer. I'll handle the shit later. It's not that big of a deal. I'm trying to get this fixed. Today, we're going to talk about the Brick Lady. Everybody remembers who the Brick Lady is, right? There's a couple of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about all of the things that's currently in the news cycle, just so we can be clear. But I think that it's important that we discuss this Brick Lady situation. And there was another topic, but not for nothing. I went to sleep at like 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning. That's usually when I wake up. So I went to sleep like super early. That's why the show is starting. Pardon me. I went to sleep super late. That's why the show is starting now instead of like 3 hours ago. With that being said, we about to get to it. We're gonna talk about this lady real quick. Let me just hit this. So, for everybody that don't remember, there was this lady. We call her the Brick Lady. That was the lady that went out and said that she got hit with a brick. She did not get hit with a brick. Houston PD is now looking for her. Also today, I gotta amend the title real quick. We're gonna be talking about the FBG Duck case. Just so we can be clear, we're gonna be talking about the FBG Duck case. And I also want to talk about Blueface, if we don't mind. Well, I don't know if I'm going to put that in the title. We're going to leave the title at what it is right now. I might amend the title and add a couple of things a little bit, just so we can be clear. I want to make sure that everything that we discuss from now on to the best of our ability, as long as it's not too many things get put into the title. With that being said, I'm going to put down a link right now if anybody want to come up and talk to give people the opportunity to voice their opinion. Obviously, I'm not allowing everybody up because some people aren't here to add to the program. They're just here trying to make their own content because they don't have the ability to do it without me. With that being said, the Brick Lady, for everybody that don't remember, it was the lady that said that she got hit with a brick. Then she was like, oh man, these guys, they hit me with a brick. Look at my face. What she failed to realize is it's a crime. It's literally a crime to defraud people, right? Through false advertisement. That's a crime. Basically, it's like the bait and switch. Everybody knows what a bait and switch is, right? That's when you be like, we advertising. Basically, Tumu does bait and switch all the time. You see the shit people get off of Tumu? They be like PS5, but they really say P5S. You just don't notice it. Oh, man. Oh, man. You don't want to play with those guys, man. I'm just going to say it like this. You don't want to play with those guys. You don't want to play with those guys. You know what? You do what you want to do. You're about to solve my whole problem. You do what you want to do. Matter of fact, you do what you want to do, fam. Play with them. You do what you want to do. You do what you want to do, fam. You want to play with them. You do what you want to do. I'll leave it up there. When y'all come in here to play with them, I'm going to actually leave it up there. You want to come play with them? Come play with them. Go. You want to play with them? This is on you. I'm going to leave it up there for a minute. You play with them. Let me get back to my show. I'm going to let you play with them just so we can be clear. I'm going to let you play with them. Remember, you got people out here in the world. I'm just going to be quiet. With that being said, solve my own problems, man. With that being said, I'm going to let you play with them. Justin Angel Sanchez, Corey King, Zeke Black. Y'all know the people that post. I'm going to let you play with them. Justin lives in Coney Island. Zeke lives in Ohio. Corey King is in one of the Carolinas. I'm going to let you play with them. With that being said, Brick lady gets hit. She claims, right? She claims that a man did it. She claims that a man did it. Houston police have surveillance footage of the area. They looked at all of the surveillance footage of the area. Guess what? She hopped out of a vehicle, already fucked up, ran over to some guys, started complaining. At one point or another, she didn't get hit with a brick. Somebody hit her with a water bottle. The reason why they hit her with a water bottle is because guess what she was doing? She hit him first. So she hit him first. So they hit her with a water bottle. I'm going to let you say everything that you're saying. I'm not kicking you. You want to play with them. Don't forget that part. I'm not kicking you. You want to play with them. Don't forget that part. I'm not kicking you, fam. I promise you I'm not. You want to play with them. With that being said, so I want to be clear about this. It is illegal to say that a thing happened, be lying. It is illegal to say that a thing happened and be lying. It's illegal. This is not legal. This is not something that you could do. I think they've seen it by now. They be in here a lot. So I think they've seen it by now. Good. You just solved my problem. I don't want to deal with you niggas. Thank you. Thank you for making enemies of actually some really good people that you shouldn't be making enemies of. You want to make enemies with more people? Matter of fact, I'm going to go get some more real niggas that I'm going to go do business with and let you make enemies of them too. I need you niggas up out of here. With that being said, just so we could be clear, lady gets hit with the brick. Pardon me. Lady lies and says she gets hit with the brick. She didn't know it was going to go viral. What ends up happening is a YouTube blogger seeing where she has multiple different times where she put up GoFundMes over different instances. They send this shit to the Houston PD. The Houston PD now gets this information. The Houston PD now does an investigation. She can't get a GoFundMe ever again. The GoFundMe said she's not allowed to use their platform anymore. Also, just so you could be clear, she didn't put a GoFundMe up for herself. She got somebody else to put the GoFundMe up. That's the scam. People keep saying that's how you scam on GoFundMe. You get somebody else to put it up in favor of you. You don't know. There's no way whether the people can know if it's real or if you're scamming. I'm going to explain something real quick. So a while back, we was living in a hotel. I had an assistant at that time. Shout out to her. Hope she's doing well in the world. I had an assistant at that time. I hope she's doing well in the world. Shout out to her. She ended up going to Howard University. I'm not sure. Last I heard, she graduated, and she's a bright girl. I'm pretty sure everything is going well with her. So the assistant said, "Why don't you just put up a GoFundMe? Because I needed to move, and I needed like $4,000 or $5,000 or what all in my hand at once. I didn't have that type of money all at once. I was making at that time probably about $3,000-4,000 a month, but I wasn't having all of the money at once for me to be able to go do anything with it for the most part. So she said, why don't you set up a GoFundMe? Because at that point, I was making enough money. I'm making $3,000-4,000 a month. I'm living in a hotel down on 38th and 8th Avenue in Manhattan. So I'm living in a hotel on 38th and 8th, which also my assistant pointed me to. I had a situation where I had left where I was living, and I just happened to be downtown at the time. And she told me about the hotel. She said, that's a pretty decent price hotel. You could go there. So I lived in that hotel for over a year, by the way, in any regard. So when I moved into the hotel, she asked me to go set up a GoFundMe. I did not want to set up a GoFundMe. Not because I didn't want to ask people for money, but because I just don't like the way GoFundMe looks unless somebody's literally in like the hospital. I mean, GoFundMe's could be put up for any reason. Don't get this confused. But unless somebody's like literally in the hospital, cancer treatment, somebody lost a kid, they need to bury somebody. I think those are better reasons to use a GoFundMe than a nigga just needed help to be able to get an apartment. But in any regard, I put a GoFundMe up anyway. I said, boom, why not? So I go put the GoFundMe up. Boom. It made a little bit of money, and it actually was getting me to the point where I could actually, I'll just tell you this because why not? I almost was getting to the point where I was able to go get ready to go try to get an apartment. Don't get this confused. But the people who were supposed to be my own admins at that time went behind my back and did some weirdo, not all of them, but some of them went behind my back and did some weirdo shit to make people think that because they wanted me in a bad situation so they could try to manipulate me. Not all of them, some of them wanted me in a bad situation so they could try to manipulate me. Point being is this. She put up a GoFundMe because she got hit in the face with a brick. Even if that's 100% true, I don't understand how that's GoFundMe material. You understand what I'm saying? Previously, before that incident, I believe she was had a GoFundMe. Somebody put a GoFundMe up for her, and it had something to do with somebody, you know, attacking her or some shit like that. So what happens is GoFundMe found out about this by the Houston police when they see that she has a consistency of constantly going up on GoFundMe. And I think she did it more than twice, by the way. But she has a consistency of going up on GoFundMe with these alleged allegations that can baseless, that has no proof. I want to say something real quick. People are always making baseless allegations because they're making allegations based on their emotions. They're mad at you in that moment, or they're trying to manipulate somebody. So they're just saying whatever they can. The best example of this is, look at what happens to me. I have to walk around with a fucking camera on me at all times just so people don't come up to me and try to pretend like I'm doing something to them. The last couple of days since I've been walking around with a camera around me, I thought, put it like this, probably 75% less people be around me. And now all that has me thinking is, so you, because I told y'all this previously, every single time I go outside, there's people watching my home. So they're waiting for me to go outside so they could try to create a situation with me. Now, when I go outside, I don't see, it's normal. Like if I go to the supermarket, now maybe 25 people there, it's not 70. You understand what I'm saying? I'm probably inflating the numbers a little, but you get what I'm saying. So the point in which I'm trying to make is people are always making baseless allegations for whatever their reasons is. A lot of times baseless allegations is just made for hate. Sometimes baseless allegations is made because somebody wants to try to benefit and move up in the world. People are always making baseless allegations. You understand what I'm saying? So you and us and me as an individual, we have to take into comprehension that we can't always just assume what somebody is saying is true. Think about when that lady came out with the brick. I want to explain this real quick. Think about when that lady came out talking about she got hit with a brick. What was the number one thing that was going on? Then one of the number one things that was going on was people was now mad at black men. Black men don't protect black women. For that reason alone, I want to see her be held accountable for her actions. For that reason alone, for no other reason other than that one. For no other reason other than that one. I want the police to start going hard on people. No homo. Pause. I want people to start really being assertive at these individuals that's out here making baseless allegations against people. And I want there to be a law about making baseless allegations against black men specifically, because I think that we should be considered an endangered species, not just a protected freaking, I'll get to that in a minute. Hold on. Not just a protected community. I think black men should be considered an endangered species. Think about that for a moment. How are we 13% of America, but we're like, what's our percentage of the people in the penitentiary? And why do we keep hearing about how most of these people are in jail for shit that ain't true? Why are all of these people that's being let out of prison now because they was in jail for 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 years for crimes they didn't do. Why they all black? And it's not always white people lying on these black men sending them to jail. Y'all just let people walk up to y'all and say anything about a black man. And then y'all turn around and say black power. How? How? Explain it to me. How could y'all hate the black man that lives in your community, but also talk about you love black people? Explain it. I'm here, I'm listening. Why whenever a smart black man comes around, he gets targeted? Why do black people specifically seem to hate intelligent black people? Literally, being ignorant is considered being ghetto, and being ghetto is considered being black. Literally. Why is there so much contempt for the black man, even by the black man? Please, I'm here, I'm listening. Anybody put it in the chat? Shout out to Brooklyn Rose. She said, good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm listening. Put it in the chat. Put me on the game. I want to know. Why is there so much contempt? Why are people so eager to hate the black man? Why is people so ready to hate the black man? You don't even got to tell people anything, and that's how come this lady got over. That's how come she got over. Because nowadays, you don't have to have a talent. You don't have to be intelligent. You don't even have to have a goal or anything. All you got to do is find an individual to hate and lie. Because you know what's going to happen? When people find out you lied, they're going to want the person that you lied on to forgive you. But they're not going to want to hold you to your fucking lie. They're going to say, yo, why don't you forgive the person? You should forgive them. But they're not going to hold you to your lie. They're going to want that person, oh, they just made a mistake. But what about the lie? Why should they not be held accountable for it? So Houston police is looking for her. I hope they throw the book at her. I hope they throw all the books at her. Because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen. They're going to go to court. Her allegation is that a black man attacked her, but actually even Houston police say all they have is her attacking the black man and then the black man trying to get her off of him. So he hit her with a water bottle. That's what they have. They don't want to speak to the black man. They want to speak to her. She was the aggressor. That's what they're saying. Like when I was in the supermarket and that girl ran up on me and started kicking me. Now, if she would have just hit me flush, and then I hit her back or do something back to her, the police don't really have too much of an issue with me. She was the aggressor. I am allowed to protect myself. I don't think people should take that opportunity, being a man, to try to like kill a woman, you know, like and she attack you in public. So you like, finally, I don't think you should take that opportunity. I don't think you should take that opportunity to beat her ass or anything like that. I personally think you should just allow her to hit you as long as you don't get harmed and then press charges. Personally, I think that's what you should do. I think more men should be pressing charges on these abusive ass women, period. That dude that she jumped out and started attacking, talking about hit her with a brick, that man, he was scared of the police. So he didn't probably want to do it. But if a woman is trying to attack you somewhere, press charges on her. Don't argue with her. Don't do nothing. What she's going to do is at one point or another, she's either going to spit on you or she's going to slap you. Press charges. Don't lose your temper. Yeah, I know who you are, fam. I'm not allowing you up here. Get out of here. So people be going on other pages and just like talking crazy about me, and then they don't think I know. So then they come try to be cool with me, and one was just trying to come up here into the chat. No, we're not doing that, fam. Shout out to you. Stay where you at. With that being said, so I believe, and this is just me speaking, you can take it however you want. Men, when these women, especially if there's no way in the world that the woman can hurt you. Now, if she can quite possibly injure you, you do what you got to do. We're not going to act like every woman out here is dainty. That's not true. But if you aren't getting hurt or can't get hurt or whatever, just press charges. That's it. You know how many dudes right now is either in jail or in prison or worse because a woman attacked them and then they reacted, emotionally, like immediately. Not saying, you understand? You know how many people right now are locked up and screwed up because some woman attacked them. I want to see who's on the main page and who's on the other page. If you're on the other page, I always assume you with them niggas, kind of. I have no idea who RE is. I'm going to assume that you are not somebody that I want in my chat, though. So I'm going to kick you, and you can go get another account. D.S. Williams says she should absolutely be arrested. I didn't like the energy I was getting from that account. I'll put that up there. I don't know who DS is. He's been in here a couple of times. Usually been giving good comments. She should absolutely be arrested. I want, and this is just me, right? I think black men should be considered an endangered species. I think at some point we have to admit that black men need protection, different protection. I think at some point, like, we have to admit that black men need protection. Maybe if black men were more protected, we'll have more black boys growing into better black men. Because black men not being protected mean that black boys ain't protected. And me growing up black, I can I tell this story all the time. I just want to mention this, right? So I tell the story all the time. Well, not all the time. I tell it a couple of times a year. So I had a teacher named Miss Pinkerton in 3rd grade. Some people don't have nobody, right? And teachers should care. So I'm in Miss Pinkerton's class, and I'm probably the only black boy. I don't think there was another black boy in the class. There was maybe one or two. I don't think so. I think it was me and like maybe one other kid. This class had 30 students in it. The reason why I believe it had 30 students, it had 29 to 30 students. The reason why I know this to be a fact is because they removed me from another class because it was overcrowded. I was in the school that I was going to, PS59. The way the classes were, let's say I was in 3rd grade. The smartest 3rd grade class was 3-1. The second smartest 3rd grade class with the students that scored the second highest or, had the second highest grades and stuff like that was in 3-2. And then it went to 3-3, right? I don't remember if there was a 3-4, could have been. Point being is, I was in 3-2 because they moved me up from 2-2. So I went straight to 3-2, but the class was overcrowded. So they had to take the smartest kid from 3-2 and put them in 2-3-1. That was me. From then on, I stayed in the 1 classes. So I didn't really notice it back then because I was neglected at home. But that was the first time that I saw the difference between how they treat Black boys and other people. And I could, without a shadow of a doubt, say that in 3rd grade, that's the most racism I probably ever experienced, because I had to be in that classroom with that teacher the whole entire semester. And she just took everything from me. She didn't allow me to go on no trips or nothing. She just took everything from me. She was just so mad that I got good grades. That was the year I stopped doing homework. I had been diligent on doing homework before, because I had nothing else. You know, I go home anyway. So, and no, my father was not really one of those people that was like, better do your homework. I would just, when I was in 1st grade and when I was in 2nd grade, I was just, you know, we didn't really have homework in 1st grade, but when I was in 2nd grade, you know, we did have stuff that they sent home, and, you know, I just did it. 3rd grade, I stopped doing it. But, you know, when you're scoring 90s and 95s and 100s on every test, they can't move you back down. When all of your classwork participation, whenever you get the opportunity, is the top of the fucking class, they can't move you back to the other class. You understand? So she was pissed because she didn't want me in her class, and she couldn't switch me out for, I guess, someone that she preferred. She's now the principal of the school, by the way, last I heard. So that part. So when Black men aren't protected, Black boys aren't protected. I don't even think we had a Black male official in the school. I don't even remember seeing a Black man working in that school in any capacity, not even as a janitor. So my elementary school experience, I never saw a Black man in a seat of authority of any kind, in a position of power of any kind. And I was in a classroom in 3rd grade that was just overtly racist. I had quite a few teachers in that school that were absolutely that was exceptional also. So I don't want to make it seem like it was a systemic problem inside of that school. It really wasn't. There were a lot of, she was the only Caucasian teacher I had in that school. Also, I had no other Caucasian teachers. All my other teachers either were of some Latin lineage, or I had a Black teacher once. There was 2 Black women that worked in the school that were teachers. Like, that's like, just so we could be clear, it was a Hispanic school. My fault. My apologies. Get back to what I'm talking about. I was gonna say something else. I just decided not to. I was gonna say more. I just decided not to. Anyway, so let's look at our poll real quick. If you don't mind. You never realize, like, the shit that stay with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even be knowing who an individual is. They don't even know. He without sin cast the first stone. Should Brick Lady be arrested? 30 people voted, 63%. 30 people already? Shout out to everybody that voted. 30 people voted. 63% said yes, 20% said no, 17% said just want to see the chaos, just want to see the results. And a lot of y'all are actually voting something other than just seeing the results, because usually people just want to see the results, which is fine with me. That's why I put it there. I was thinking about putting 50-50 also, but I thought that this is something I wanted people to be a little bit more definitive on, if you didn't mind. If you don't mind. If you don't mind. I wanted something a little bit more definitive. Anyway, back to the point I was about to make. I just went all the way off track. So when they go to court and they're about to prosecute this lady, guess what's going to happen? She screwed herself. I'm going to explain. First thing that's going to happen is this. She has so much content online talking trash about black men. It's a plethora of content online where she's just black men this, black men that, don't date black men, hate black men, black hate, black man hate. She got so much of that online that they are going to be able to say that she had malicious intent. She's fortunate. Could they call this a hate crime? Now you see why I want black men protected. Could they call this a hate crime? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, it is a crime of hate. She created a situation and played the victim. Why do you think I got to walk around with a camera on me everywhere I go? The only way for me to have peace is to film every single individual that comes into my presence while I'm in Coney Island. That's the only way I can have peace. That's why I want her to have the book thrown at her, by the way. Because I hate people that create the problem and then try to play the victim. I don't hate them, but I hate when people do that, create the problem and then try to play the victim. So yes, I want her thrown under the jail. I want them to max her time out for whatever it is. I don't want them to go easy on her at all. I want them to make an example of her. Period. Not just because she hates black men and out there trying to get $1 off creating fake hate on black men. Not just because of that, but because she's making black women look terrible. I think we all got to stop talking about, black women this, black women that. And I think us black men need to stop saying black women this, black women that. And I think black women need to stop saying black men this, black men that. I think it needs to stop. Period. I think people need to be held accountable on the merits of their own freaking tangible skills. I think people need to be held accountable on the merit of their own actions. I think people need to be held accountable on the things that they've actually done that is tangible. I think people need to be held accountable for their individual behavior. That's what I think people need to be held accountable for. I don't think people need to be held accountable because that person don't like that person, so they decided to say a thing. That's literally how wars start. That's how marriages separate. That's how people get killed. Y'all know the liars be in the neighborhood. They lied on the other motherfucker. You know there be liars in your community. They lied on those people over there. You know there be liars in the media. They lied on those people over there. Send y'all to a commercial break real quick. I'm going to come right back. Oh, shoot. I went to press a button to do a thing, but I already had the button pressed, so that happened. I'll be right back. Sheesh. All right, we back. Sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom. All right, so where we at? Let's look at the poll one more time real quick, and then we're gonna get in. Anything else y'all want to discuss? We about to hit the 36-minute mark. Anything else y'all want to discuss? Put it in the chat. I'll drop the link one more time for anybody that just came in the chat and can't see the link. I'll drop the link one more times over here. Obviously, I'm not inviting everyone up. If I even think that there's any ill intent of any kind, I'm gonna uninvite you, just so we can be clear. We're not doing that. Oh shit! No, that's not who I thought it was. All right, I thought that was somebody else. I was like, oh shit, I've kicked somebody that I shouldn't kick. And I was like, no, I don't know who that is. Anyway, let's look at the jump off real quick. We got 33 people that voted in the last 36 minutes. That's a good vote tally. I appreciate everybody that voted. Says 64 people said yes, 18% of the people said no. 64% of the people said yes, 18% of the people said no, 18% of the people said just want to see the results, the chaos. And the question was, should the brick lady be arrested? I 100% think she should be arrested. I think that this is a conviction like this is 100%. It's going to be easy. It's not going to be difficult to tell that she had malicious intent. It's not going to be difficult to tell that she knew what she was doing. It's not going to be difficult to tell. You understand? It's going to be pretty easy to tell. Anything else y'all want to talk about? There was another topic I wanted to go over. The FBG Duck case. See, okay, let's talk a little bit about the FBG Duck situation real quick. It's real quick, something that I find interesting about the FBG Duck situation, just absolutely interesting. I don't know what to tell you. Is this right here? Those dudes decided, because remember, when you take the plea deal, you can't appeal. So that might be why they didn't also take the plea. The plea would have been 55 years, right? So they would have did 55 years. That's the plea. So they might not have taken the plea because you can't appeal. Remember, the same situation happened with Shotty. Remember when Shotty, and this is not me coming at Shotty or anything else. I hope he's doing well. So when Shotty was, took his plea deal in order to get his 15 years, that also, not for nothing, the judge, I was in the courtroom, the judge said that he would have gave him, if he could have gave him less, he would have gave him less. He just had no choice but to give him 15 years. He said that he believed that some of the people that actually, decided not to go to trial, the reason why they decided not to go to trial is because, Shotty is their leader. Shotty is the top. Shotty is their boss. He's the highest dude that got caught. He's their boss. So when he decided to take the plea deal, it made it a lot easier to get some of the other individuals to decide that they wasn't going to try to go through all of the hoop, all of the BS, and that saves the court a lot of money, a lot of time, or whatever the case is. So the judge was basically saying, Judge Engelmeyer, shout out to Judge Engelmeyer, shout out to Shotty, real shout outs both ways, said he would have even have given Shotty less time if possible. Like if possible, he would have given Shotty less time. He was held by the parameters of the court, and that's what he had to give him. So with that being said, Shotty, after taking the deal, wanted to appeal. And this is another reason why dude is probably pissed off at me. All I was doing was talking law and said that you can't appeal you only could appeal in a conviction. When you take a deal, you can't appeal. So the reason why the reason why I think they didn't take a deal is because they wanted to have the right to appeal. But that doesn't make sense when there's that much fucking evidence against you. When they have the video of you, when they have proof of you getting the phone call, allegedly, just so we can be clear. Oh, I got 6ix9ine business to talk also. Hold on. We got 6ix9ine business to talk also. I got to put them in the thing. Okay. I'll comment on that in 1 second. write more about what you think about that under your comment that you've already written. Please, Brooklyn Rose, so I can have more context into what you actually want me to respond to. So I'm gonna finish what I'm talking about right here, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pay very close attention to all the comments that you leave regarding this particular information or question that you're inquiring on. So the reason why I don't think they took it is because they wanted to have the right to appeal. But that doesn't make sense. When they have all of the evidence against you in the world, it doesn't make sense. You're not going to win an appeal. They have you all. They have, for everybody that don't know, the individual that put the call in to tell them that dude was there, apparently somebody got that guy on recorded. Like there's a recording of that. That's bananas. So I think they're talking about when the guys got the call at the house, they were recording themselves. I'm not even sure which recording they're talking about. That's what I think they're talking about. When they got the call about the thing, I think they recorded themselves and uploaded it or some stupid shit. In any regards, there's video of them either receiving the call that he was there or the person that gave the call that he was there. There's evidence of that. There's evidence of them receiving the information and beelining it out of the house. Then making sure that they wasted no time getting out of the building. And then running to the car. And then speeding with the car, blowing lights. First of all, if you blowing lights, you getting traffic stop. The picture, you done got your car snapped all the way up the fucking street. Listen and pay attention to how stupid this was. They was blowing lights. What do the traffic cameras do when you blow lights, fam? So basically, the police don't even have to try hard to freaking, okay, where's the car at? We're gonna track the car. They don't have to. These dudes ran like 6 or 7 lights or some shit like that. Y'all getting freaking pictures of your car going through intersections in the mail. So, besides that, they have the information of them, the video evidence of them getting the call, leaving the crib, evacuating the building, running to the car, speeding through traffic, blowing lights to the destination. So let's forget about all of that for a second. All of that right there, that is 100% no way you're getting out of it. Let's forget about all of that for a second. The dudes then took the car that they did the damn hit in and took it back to the shop. So the police got the car. Also, they didn't even wipe the car. They didn't wipe the car. So there's DNA in the car. So you thinking, I'm not going to take the 55 years because I want to appeal, is insane. Now, I just want to make a comment real quick for everybody that don't get it. Y'all know life doesn't always mean until you die. There's actually a set number of years when they say life. That's the thing people don't get. This is like, just so we could be clear. But I think in their case, that's not what they're going through. They're going through, you cannot leave the prison system again a free man. I just want to make sure people understand that there is a difference. And I don't know if it's a federal thing or a state by state thing, but there is a difference. So instead of getting the 55 years, right, that they would have not have been able to do nothing with, just so we could be clear, they now have, you're just never getting out. Because the evidence that they had against them, there's nothing a lawyer could do for you, fam. Anyway, let's read what, but that's why I think they didn't take the deal. But it don't make sense. You might as well have took the deal. Now you have never coming home time. Now you have, you better figure out a way to scoot one of them COs time. Don't worry. A lot of them women in there, a lot of them women CEOs in there, they love having a man like that. I'm going to be quiet, though. I'm about to answer your first one, but I want to respond. I want to look at your second one. I just saw when they read the verdict that all the guys was found not guilty of the shootout with the girlfriend of Duck, but was guilty of killing. The guys did both. I'm not sure about that. Can you send me something to my DMs? Can you send me something to my DMs for me to look at, if you don't mind? I'd appreciate that. Also, if you want to come up here and speak, if you can come up here and speak, you are welcome. Maybe you explaining it verbally will help me understand what you're trying to say. But one thing I will say is not everybody was convicted of every charge. So you are 100% correct about that. And that's what I think you're talking about. Not everybody was convicted of every charge. So there was charges that some people were convicted of and some people weren't. So all I could guess is that they had so much evidence that they could tell who did what. Also, they tracked them, and this is what do I want to say this? It might not be nothing, so I'm gonna. They tracked them, leaving the area, making 7 stops. Making 7 stops before going back to O Block. Okay, stop everything for 1 minute. I just want to say something. So your man turned O Block into it's religious now. They practicing Muslims over at O Block. I want to clap it up for that. Not them being Muslims specifically, but doing almost anything to prevent people from continuing that same line of going to the prison system and to the graveyard. So I want to clap it up for that. We're trying to bring in some kind of remedy into the situation. You got individuals who are trying to do something positive. So Satan has been there forever. Satan lives there, fam. But it seems like right now they were able to evacuate a lot of Satan out of the situation. So that's definitely a benefit. Do I think that there's a chance that this is just somebody trying to avoid prosecution? Maybe it is. What the fuck do I know? But one thing I do know is this. If by them individuals trying to avoid prosecution, they're doing things that's going to allow for the next generation to be better, I'm here for that. I'm not Muslim, fam. I have a lot of Muslim friends, though. And those are some of the most stand-up niggas I know. I'm just being honest with you. Some of the most stand-up to their word mofos I know is Muslim, fam. I'm just telling you what it is. I know a lot of good people are all over. I'm not speaking negatively about anyone. I know a lot of good people all over. I wish more of them was where I'm at currently. But I know a lot of good people all over. And when I say Muslim, most of those dudes that I know that are Muslim, men and women, are just exceptional people. They're not always on the right side of the law, but they always got the right morals. And when they're not on the right side of the law, it's usually for a good reason. So shout out to that. But I know a lot of people have a lot of different religious beliefs that are good people. It's just that right now we was talking about Muslims in specifically. In particular, I don't know. Which one of those ways sound best? If anybody has any questions about that, put it into the chat. 6ix9ine arrested. I don't know who's heard about this. I got All the information that came to me was in Spanish, so I was able to understand some of it, but not everything. I need a Spanish girlfriend. I was able to understand some of it, but not everything. So I had to send the information to a Spanish guy that is basically like a correspondent for me. I wish he would come up on the platform and talk. Just for everybody that knows, the individuals that y'all be sending me shit through like DMs and stuff like that, y'all can always come up on the platform and talk about it when I'm discussing whatever. Like, y'all can come up here and talk with me about it, fam. I just let y'all know. There's a lot of y'all that send me information and shit. I'm not even talking about sources. I'm just talking about a lot of y'all that y'all want me to cover certain stories because they're interesting. Come up here and talk to me about the story. If you want me to cover it, you can always come up here and talk to me about it. Boom. Hold on. Somebody just wrote me something that sounds absolutely bananas. So I had to ask them before I say this shit. It sounds absolutely bananas. So, all right. So Tekashi 6ix9ine was arrested. The reason why he was arrested is over some shit that happened last year. It happened like about a year ago. And basically what happened was him and his girlfriend was fighting, and the mother somehow got involved in it, and then she got hit or something like that. And they didn't have enough evidence to prove anything. But now they do, apparently. So now he's about arrested. Besides that, he's also being accused of because they didn't have enough information. Now they do. But he's also being accused of having cameras all over the house. Like, what the fuck, fam? You got cameras all over the house? What now? Can y'all just choose better women? Like, why not just choose better women? I don't understand this. Why would you even want the stress of being with somebody that you don't think could be faithful? Like, why would you want that? I'm not coming for him. I'm just saying. Like, why would you want that? I don't even want to get your number if I don't think you're a person that could be faithful. I mean, understand, women probably cheat at like a 70-75% percentile. Like, for real, for real. Women is cheating like way more than men. It's not even close. They gaslighting us when they always talking about men as cheaters. Women cheat at an exponentially higher rate. Women cheat at such a higher rate. What? Look at freaking female, look at lesbian divorce rate. That shit like 72%, fam. Females cheat and are bad in relationships, and I'm saying females in general, and I'm not saying niggas ain't bad, men ain't bad in relationships. I'm just saying females cheat and are bad in relationships at a way higher volume than men. I'm gonna explain something real quick. Because the things that a man wanting a relationship and a woman wanting a relationship is so different. When a woman raises a boy into a man, he doesn't even know what to want from the women in the world around him. Y'all gotta stop thinking that us, no knock on the single mother. Y'all out there, y'all trying your hardest, you're doing everything that y'all can for the most part. But stop thinking that a single mother could raise a boy into a man. She cannot. The head of Jesus is God. The head of man is Jesus. The head of woman is man. The head of child is woman. If the most important thing for all men is to find God, I'm going to say that again. The most important thing for all men, for every human, but for all men, and I'm going to explain why in 2 seconds, the most important thing is to find God. Because if you don't know God, you can't introduce God to your family. You don't know God, but you got 6 kids and a wife. So they don't know God. You get it? So when that single mother is raising that child don't got a line to God. because there's no man that is helping to lead that single mother. And I don't want to hear women aren't supposed to be led by men, because every single religious doctrine says that. That goes for the people that's religious. It doesn't say the king of the jungle is a lioness. But who do all the hunting? The lion or the lioness? The lioness does all the hunting, by the way. Just so we yeah. You know, for the individuals that don't get what I'm saying, when I made that reference about the lion and the lioness, I'm basically explaining that women are quintessential to the existence of humanity. Let's not get this confused. Women are quintessential to a man's happiness. Now, let's not get this confused. Women are quintessential and are of the utmost importance to a man's mental health also. Do not get this confused. We need women in our lives. But the man is still meant to be the leader, period. So we got young boys that's being raised that can't even have a connection to God because they, you know, unfortunately, the mother didn't have a man in the household. So there's no way that they could connect to God. And for those that say that's not true, that is what that is. God still loves you. That's a fact. God is still going to pull up and help. That's a fact. God is still going to do the things to try to help and try to benefit you and try to push you into where you need to be so you could excel. That's a fact. He knows you. It's you that don't know him. Anyway, stop dating people that you got to put cameras around your house for. That's bananas. 6ix9ine set himself up for whatever the fuck he's about to go into. Part of my language. For whatever 6ix9ine is about to go into, he set himself up. Period. Just so we could be clear. You busy dating a woman that you don't trust so much, you have to have cameras around your house. Stop going out there and trying to find the most prettiest and attractive thing that you could find, and go find something that quenches your soul. Go find a woman that when you put your arms around her, time slows down. Go find somebody that your hearts beat in synchronicity. Go find that. Go find somebody that when you're talking about God, they're interested. And when you're talking about anything, they're interested. Go find that. So I don't feel bad for him. You got into a relationship with somebody that you felt like you had to have cameras everywhere in order to keep tabs on them. Also, apparently, the person wrote, I think there was cameras in the kids' Pampers. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm just being honest with you. The translation is saying that there were hidden cameras all over Yalin's house and the kids' Pampers. I don't understand. He put cameras in the Pampers of the child? I don't get it. I don't know. That's what I don't get it. I gotta wait for the individual to respond back to me. They at work though. So I gotta wait for them to respond back to me. I don't know what that is. He put Pampers in the child's. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds absolutely bananas. It sounds funny. Cutie. So nah, that just sounds like insanity. She's a cutie. That just sounds like insanity. So he's locked up and he's arrested. And just so we could be clear, this happened a while ago. So him getting arrested now just basically means that whoever decided to cooperate, I'm assuming that they got new information and the information they needed was cooperation. And so now somebody has decided to cooperate. So that's the shit that he got to deal with. And we're going to see what happens. I don't know. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I know we started super late today. Just go back around the different topics that we're discussing. just to go back around the different topics that we discussing. I'm gonna do the poll real quick. 39 people voted. It says, should the brick lady be arrested? The brick lady, the one that lied about being hit with the brick, should she be arrested? The Houston PD is currently looking for her. I believe they have a warrant for her arrest. 67% of the people said yes. 18% of the people said no. And 15% of the people wanted to see the results. They wanted to see the chaos, all of the chaos. So that's the thing. Also, we have the situation that transpired with FBG Duck and basically the case. And those guys were all found guilty. And none of them took the deal. The deal was for 55 years. They didn't take the deal. And so now they're about to go spend what I would presume to be all of the rest of their breaths that they're going to take as long as they're alive in prison. One of them was like only 24 too. Like, y'all niggas, they crash test dummies, man. Just crash test dummies. That's all. Most of the time it's a crash test dummy, I promise you. And this is an effed up thing to say, but I promise you it comes from a single mother household. Most of these crash test dummies. We got to do better as men. You know? Our women need help, and obviously it's not working when they're not getting it. So obviously it's not working when they're not getting it, but she pretty as hell. Obviously it's not working when they're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? Our women do need help. This is a thing. And I think that one of the things that we got to do is separate ourselves from the Democratic Party. I think the Democratic Party is the reason why Black families are apart. I think it benefits them. I think it benefits the Democratic Party for Black men and women to not form, families. I think it benefits. Think about all of the different agendas that the Democrats, speak on. If the Black household was together, they wouldn't be able to use any of these talking points to get elected. Like the whole needing to the abortion thing, the whole abortion issue. There wouldn't be an abortion issue if everybody was just get married. If we had a higher rate of marriage in our communities and a higher rate of successful marriages in our communities, nobody would be caring about the abortion thing. It wouldn't be a point. This wouldn't be an issue. Right? Another thing that they harp on is the drugs in our community, right? If we had more households that had a mother and a father in it, and they was and they were making a livable income, I think there'd be less drug use from the kids. All right. These are all, so why would the Democrats, who all of their agendas is based on these things, why would they be trying to prevent these things? Then how are they going to get elected? Explain this to me. How would the Democrats get elected if they weren't able to come out and talk about shit like police brutality? If they weren't able to come out and talk about, we got to get the Black family back together. Niggas, y'all the ones that's keeping us apart. Your policies. Oh, she's cute. Do the transition already, baby girl. Is there a transition? I don't know if there's a transition. Look at her curly hair, though. I like curly hair. She's cute. She's so, oh. Told you. She's so extra. She's cute. The shit that they put out there to keep us not doing what we need to do in order to get us together and get us so we can get ourselves together. Here we go. Look at this. I'm going to read this. This is the lady. A woman who went viral after claiming a Black man assaulted her with a brick while the men around her did nothing has been charged with a felony theft by deception after she allegedly raised over $42,000 in donations in a GoFundMe scam. It was all a lie. She screwed. Felony theft by deception. Hold on. Let's see how much time somebody could get for that. How much time can somebody get for felony by deception? Between 2 1/3 to 7 years in prison. That's New York crime lawyers. So I don't know if that in Houston. Why don't we put Houston? In Houston, how much time can a person get if they're convicted of felony by deception? I don't know if I said felony by deception. All right, hold on. Hold on. Less than $20 is a Class C misdemeanor. That's a fine of up to $500. 200K or more is a first-degree felony with a fine of up to $10,000 and 5 to 99 years in prison. A second-degree felony by deception can result in a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 20 years and a fine of $10,000. So I'm guessing hers would be a second degree. So it's between 2, a minimum of 2, and so she could get between 2 to 20 and be fined up to 10K. I see another thing. Hold on. See another, just so we can get a better understanding of how she could be screwed. Texas fraud laws, forgery, check fraud, vehicle fraud, identity fraud, credit card fraud, fraud penalties, vehicle property less, insurance fraud, and nope, that's a crime. I don't know which one it could be talking about. Okay. We'll go off of what we just read. So basically, somewhere between 2 to 20, I guess you could receive. Somewhere between 2 to 20, and they said 10K. I say give her. I guess I don't want her to do 20 years for that, but give her something. We need to. Women like her is actually helping us. I'm just explain this. So we have so many people who have been coming out and abusing the Me Too movement. We had so many people coming out and abusing the Protect Black Women movement that now we are not held and bound to any of the absurdities that might be attached to. We have to believe every single thing that a woman says. Now we're living in a world where now, some of these women is out here lying about some of these Me Too things. And for anybody that say you just hate women, that's what you say in that film. We just seen exactly that happen to your man Johnny Depp. We just seen it. We just seen what happened to your man freaking Kang. He was Kang. He ain't Kang anymore. We just seen what happened to him. That dude just lost like 3 or 4 movies. He just lost like 3 or 4 movie projects out the window. What he's gonna have to do? He's gonna have to spend his own money and create projects. That's what he's gonna have to do. You gotta have to say, you know what? I'm not trying to get rich off of Hollywood no more. I just got to make my own lane. You're done for, fam. And you're a good actor, so I feel bad for you. But you're going to have to make your own lane, fam. You're going to have to take a couple of your $100,000, get your own equipment, create your own studio, get your own scripts, create your own content. That's what you're going to have to do, fam. I'm just saying what it is. If I was him, I'd just say, you know what, Hollywood, I get it. I'm not mad. This was created by him. He was a cuck. Let's just say what it was. He was a cuck. This whole entire situation is created by him. He decided to date a woman that, didn't align with his destination in life. These were his decisions. This is what he decided to do. He wanted some chick that wanted to hang out at the club all night and party. Apparently, he wanted her. At least that's the I don't know. That's the impression that we were given that she was. But he wanted her to be Coretta Scott King. How? Also, stop saying Coretta Scott King's name. Stop wanting men or women to live up to like unreasonable levels of, whatever the fuck. Like, why? Why can't that woman just be who she is? And then you go find somebody who is like what you want. You know how narcissistic it is to date somebody and then want them to change, knowing that they weren't what you wanted when you got with them? That's narcissism. It's one thing if a person is trying to make a change in their life and then you get with them while they're going through their transition. But it's another thing if they're happy where they're at and you're like, yo, you know what? You got to be this other thing. Like, that's narcissism, fam. That's narcissism. You know what else is narcissism? When people do you dirty and think that you have to forgive them. That's narcissism. Even if you forgive somebody, I expressly want to communicate this. You should keep them at a distance, as big of a distance as possible. Y'all be out here forgiving people that only reason why they want to be forgiven is because they want a second shot. That's it. Oh, fuck, I fucked up. I almost had them. And they're going to come back and try to get forgiven so they can get you to, so they can make sure they double back and finish the job. So I'll forgive you. But nah, I'm never dealing with you again. That's not even a consideration. There's a difference between us being two alphas, something happening, and then there was a misunderstanding. And there's a difference between that and you just deciding that you want to attack me. There's a difference in that and you just deciding you want to try to tear down my name and do all weirdo shit. There's a difference in a misunderstanding and you doing evil on purpose. If you're doing evil on purpose to me, I can't be friends with you because that means that you're out there doing evil on purpose to other people. I can't stand for that. How could my associate be just haphazardly out there just doing random bullshit? The fuck could I be on that type of time? That don't make sense. Remember, God just doesn't by who we are. God just don't measure who we are by like our own actions independently only, but what's you around? Like, how are you affecting the community? Like, are you trying to do things that's gonna improve other people's lives? Remember, the most important thing we could do is an act of kindness. That's like the most important thing we could do. Just keep that in mind. Let's read our word for a second. An act of kindness. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. I'm gonna read the easy, and then I read the King James. Remember this. Remember this. If a farmer plants only a few seeds, he will not get much as a result. But if he plants plenty of seeds, he will get a big harvest. Okay? I'm listening. But as I say, he which soweth sparingly shall also reap sparingly, but he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Okay, I got the message. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. God is always talking to us. You just got to listen and pay attention and know what's for you. God is always talking to us. I got a rap that I wrote a long time ago. And basically, I wrote it in the 90s. I was probably about 16, 17. And I basically said that I hear his name in the breeze, in the words, in the speech impediment people speak, and in his days degrees. God is in everything, like everything. And if you just pay attention, you'll see it. All you got to do is pay attention because he wants you to see it. He's not trying to disguise himself. God is not trying to disguise himself. He's not trying to be tricky. It's just that Satan has tricked you, has tricked the majority of the world. In instances, has tricked me. God isn't hiding himself. Satan is just standing between us and God. as best as he could. Like one of the things I try to explain, I guess this is the best example. You know how I keep telling you there's a lot of good people out here in Coney Island, right? The good people outnumber the bad people. Let's not get this confused. The difference is the bad people are making sure that they stand between me and any good people. That's what Satan does. God's there. God has his hand out. God is reaching out for us. God wants to embrace us. God wants us around. God wants us to see him. He loved us when we was in the womb. But we can't often we cannot see God because Satan is standing between God and us. So like when I go outside, I don't really get an opportunity to interact with the good people in my neighborhood because the evil people, they're sitting, watching my program, waiting for it to end, watching my house, waiting for me to walk outside, watching the store, waiting for me to go in the store, watching my neighborhood, waiting for me to walk down the street. So I don't get the opportunity to really interact with good people. The majority of the people I interact with is Satan. That's what Satan does. So that's what we have to be mindful of. God always wants us to be as close to him as possible. But we have to make those steps. That's what having faith is about. Satan is always trying to stand between us and God. Just like the people out here is always trying to stand between me and any good people. Why do you think they badmouth my name? Why do you think they lie on me? To make sure that good people and me stay separate. Making sure that any good people around here think that I'm not one of them. Making sure that even the good people around here that know that I'm also a good person, they don't even get an opportunity to interact with me. Because even if they was to walk towards me, Satan is going to walk towards them. So understand how Satan works. When Satan can't kill you, Satan try to get you to kill yourself. That's actually one of Satan's ultimate goals. Because by you killing yourself, you can't be in God's grace. So the closest, shout out to my phone for ringing right on time. So 9 times out of 10, when Satan knows, factually, 100 times out of 100 times, when Satan knows that you have a connection to God, one of the main things that Satan wants to do is destroy your name. Because your connection to God isn't going nowhere. What God says, God is. So your connection to God is not going nowhere. What Satan needs is for other people to not acknowledge, see, or realize that you have a connection to God. Because you might bring God to them. I used to pray to God every day when I was a child. Every day. Like, every day. I had never read a Bible up to this point in my life. I was a kid. I didn't read a Bible. I prayed to God every day. I prayed God specifically, can you please come save me? I didn't wish hate on nobody. I was a child. I didn't even think like that, you know? I just prayed every day. I sat on my steps because I was scared to leave my steps because my father told me everybody in the neighborhood was watching me. And if I left my steps, then he'll know. And then he'll eventually come around and then I'm going to get in trouble. So for I say a whole summer, maybe, and maybe like 4 or 5 months, like going into the that year, I just didn't go outside. I just didn't leave my steps. After that, I realized them niggas wasn't ever coming back around, and then I just went wherever the fuck I wanted to go. But I sat on my steps. And so during the summer, the way the sun moves is this way. So let's say this is the front of my house, the door, my steps are that way, right? So during the summer, the sun starts in that side of the sky, actually over here. During the winter, it starts right here, and then it goes like that. But during the summer, it starts like there, and then it goes like that. So literally had two different trajectories. If y'all never noticed that the sun doesn't move the way that they tell us the sun move. I noticed that when I was a kid. Like, I'm going to say this again. When I was a kid, the sun would be that way. It would start like over there in the sky during the winter, right? And then when it moves across the sky, it moves like that. Like this. Like even my arm is turning. You understand what I'm saying? It moves like that, like through the sky, right? In that area. But during the summer, when it moves to the sky, it has a longer trajectory. One is in the sky longer, obviously, because the day's longer. But it moves from there, right? And then it moves like this. And then it sets behind the tall building over there that was in front of my house, all the way like 8 blocks over there. You can see this tall building or whatever on T-Bout. So during like later in the day, like 3, 4 o'clock, the sun will be like, this is my door, this is my steps. The sun will be about right there in the sky. 3, 4 o'clock. 5, about 6, about 7. It'll be going down over the building, but about 3 or 4 o'clock, it'll be about right there. And I'd be sitting out and the reason why I know this is because I used to literally stare at the sun and pray to God. That's how I prayed to God. I would stare at the sun, looking dead at the sun, not blinking, and I would pray. And I would sit on my steps, and I would pray to be saved. And I would ask God why he didn't love me, and stuff like that. Now, I didn't understand what was going on at the time, and actually, God loved me a lot. He loved me so much that he set me aside. Sometimes God sets us aside. Like I'm set aside right now. Just set me aside. He put me to the side to protect me from something. Now that I know more about the world, I understand why I had to be alone all of those years. And I'm fine with it. I mean, I was fine with it back, when I turned 15, 16 years old, I was fine with it. Like, I never even thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It only became a big deal when I heard my father lying about it to somebody once. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when it became a big deal to me. But before then, it was never a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, after I got through it on the other side of it, I didn't, I was, fuck it. I was just happy. I was just happy. I don't know what to tell you. I was just happy. I moved from that neighborhood that had like only one kid on the whole block to damn near Concourse Village that is a 6-building residential towers that 24 floors in every building. There's 6 buildings. There's something 10 to 12 apartments on every floor. So I moved somewhere where it was just a lot of people from somewhere where there was no people. So God delivered for me. Just shout out to the Most High. That was a blessing. Big blessing. And when I moved over there, a lot of the kids in the community, they was cool with me. They embraced me. I was quiet. I didn't talk. Never. Like, I never talked. I was just quiet. I was just all action. Because I came from somebody. I didn't know how to interact with people. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to interact with people. you know, outside of a school setting. You know, inside of school, I know how to interact with people to a degree. You know, I'm still quiet. You know, I talk to my friends, obviously, but if it was somebody I didn't know, I didn't talk to you. That changed because when I moved to the new neighborhood, I was like, I got to get out of whatever the shell was I was in. So when I did start talking to people, I start talking to everybody. You know, I didn't know anybody. So in my mind, you know, uh, I know I'm 14, 15 years old. I just moved to a whole new neighborhood. This place got like 20,000 to 30,000% more people than the place that I just came from. Like not just my block was dead, but that whole neighborhood just, it didn't have a lot of people in it. It was like a lot of industrial stuff over there. Like there was a lot of buildings that was factories. We had a pickle factory down the block. We had sanitation in that area. Like there was a lot of industrial stuff over there. And there was a lot of shout out to the fact that there's like a whole block over there that's nothing but like a park. But that's the block the school is on. But so there was a lot going on over there, right? I guess there's a lot of places the block is all in your park and shit. But over there, I thought it was a big deal in any regard. You got to see, if you see it, you know what I'm talking about. It don't make sense. Like real quick. So they had this place over there that's like a whole park where they could allow for the teachers to park their cars in there. But instead they let the teachers park their car inside of the school grounds where the kids go outside to play sports at. So there is no outside for the kids. Just the decision process that people make always take away from the individuals that don't have. And it just really pisses me off. In any regard. Shout out to Leslie Rush. That was a crush I had back in elementary school. She was like the cutest girl. She was black. She wore glasses. To this day, I got a thing for chicks with glasses. She was just so cute. And she was like, so basically I always consider her the I'm just talking my shit right now. So basically I always consider her the what you call homegirl? So you could understand like the vibe I got off of her. MC Light. So I always consider her like MC Light to me, but she was like brown. She wasn't light skinned like her. She was like brown, but I always consider her like MC Light to me. She was like super cute. She actually was this kid named Scene. He was like the second most popular kid in the whole entire school. That was his girlfriend. Yeah, we was in elementary school. I had my first girlfriend in first grade, so it is what it is. But I always liked her. Always liked her. Super cute. Like going back and me thinking about it, she probably looked a little bit like Kendra. So that means that she probably looked a little bit like she did look a little bit like Ashanti. Like I like round faces. Kendra told me that shit. She said you like round face girls. She was like, you like round face girls. So yeah, I like round face girls. I just do. I like round face girls. I like cute noses and shit. I guess who don't, right? Anyway, this shit we talking about. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'm just BSing right now. I'm just online with y'all because I'm online with y'all. I'm just BSing. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Hey, I used to sit on my steps and pray to God like almost every single day. I'm telling you, for a long time. I used to just sit on my steps and pray to God. I used to just stare at the sun, pray to God. I didn't know what to do. I'm 8 years old. I live alone. I didn't know what to do. I had the slightest idea. Shout out to Ernest Gibbs. So Ernest Gibbs is the first person that taught me how to go, I guess feed myself. So I used to go and steal from the store. He's the one that put me on how to do it. I didn't do it a lot of times. I did it a couple of times when it was just, it's been 3 days. I need something like that. You know what I'm saying? I ate at like school, but I didn't even know about school lunch, school breakfast. Shout out to Ernest Gibbs. He put me onto that too. So I would eat lunch at school once a day, and that's what I would eat. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I don't eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he put me on the game. And he was like, because I wouldn't eat on the weekends. It is what it is, though. Shout out to that shit. Not a real shout out. So shout out to Ernest Gibbs. Really appreciate you. I have no idea. I was so scared. I know if I would have told Freddie's moms that, you know, I was scared. I was just scared. I was just scared. I was scared to ask for help, you know? Yeah, I never know who you be out here just lying on. Like, niggas be having whole entire struggles their whole entire life. And just because they're a little humbled now or they're trying to do the right thing, people be like attacking them and shit. And you just be attacking God's people. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Anything. Not my personal business. I don't want nobody asking me about my personal business. These things reacts to finding out. I guess I'll cover some of these guys. I got to make some videos. That's what God told me. That's what that thing was about. I got to make some videos. I haven't been making a lot of videos. I've been dealing with some other stuff. But I mean, okay, I'll just get to it. I'll get to it. I'll drop some videos today. That's what I think. That's how I'm perceiving the scripture that we received today. I don't know who that is. So I saw Fast X yesterday. Couple of things I want to say. The first thing is this. Please, who's the dude? The Aquaman guy. Could we please get him in more shit? That nigga funny. So when Fast X first came out, I heard people complaining. That's a good fucking movie. That's a solid movie. That movie is solid. I watched that movie and now I want them to continue to making fucking the Fast and Furious franchise. I don't want them to stop. I want it to go up to Fast 50. I want Fast and Furious movies to be made consistently with the same time storyline inside of the same universe for the next 30 to 40 years. At least as long as I'm alive. But there is something that I found interesting. Don't Mia and Brian have children? Mia was in the movie. Obviously, Brian can't be in the movie, but Mia was in the movie. I think they should just give the role to a homeboy's brother and keep Brian in the movie. That's what I think they should do. Give the role to homeboy's brother, and then you just got to use the facial recognition shit to turn him into Brian. That's what I think they should do. I think that will be honoring Brian, honoring Paul Walker, because that's Paul Walker's real life brother. I think that will be honoring Paul Walker. I think that will be honoring Paul Walker's family, his memory. I'm here for that. But Mia was in the movie. Where was the kids? That was a whole celebration. I think the kid, but I guess not having the kids there is where they explain that's what Brian was doing. I don't know. I'm not here with that. I don't know. I know it's hard for them to do that. I think they just have to figure out a way to bring Brian back. But I do understand why they're trying to leave him. Like, they don't want to mess up I get that. You understand what I'm saying? But I think it kind of works here, but like with Black Panther, it don't work at all. Like, not at all. Like, they destroyed the Black Panther franchise as far as I'm concerned. What in the hell? Okay, the Boondocks is just absolutely crazy. Okay, this is the Boondocks. The Boondocks is so stupid. The Boondocks is so stupid, fam. I can't even show y'all this. The Boondocks, this is the Boondocks. It looks like the Boondocks art. Hold on. Okay, so it's different music. It looks like the Boondocks art. This looks like the Boondocks art, right? I don't know what this is. Okay, this is not the Boondocks, but sheesh. What is this? I want to see whatever the fuck this is. I'm so sorry. Okay, so everybody is asking what show is this? Nobody has an explanation. Nobody knows what show this is. I want to know what show that is. It's just absolutely bananas. So I tell you what happened. So the door closed on some chick's butt somehow. Well, her butt, she has a skirt on. So the door. I'm just gonna show you. This don't. I can't show you. I don't. I don't even know if I could explain what happened. Anyway, it's a sex joke. It's just funny. I'm not sure what I should do with it. It's funny though. It's a sex joke. This is crazy. Definitely funny. I don't know why she was stuck in the door like that, and I don't know why the other person pushed the dude, and I don't know why the dude had a hard on, and I don't understand how the dude's hard on through his pants went into the chick's vagina. I have no idea. Wherever it went, maybe it didn't go all the way, and then she started like banging the dude. Like what the? I don't know. I don't even want. I'm not even looking at that. That's this Satan slapped a stranger at a football game and got her husband knocked out. Oh yeah, I remember this. And that's why I refuse to date women that do arguing in public. I need women that want to calm down the situation. I don't need to be with a woman that's trying to take the situation to the next level. I need to be with a queen. A queen isn't trying to take the situation to the next level. A queen is trying to get everybody to settle down. I need one of those in my life. I don't want the woman in my life that's trying to make everything go to a million. Like as much as I love Remy Ma, that's not my energy, fam. I love Remy Ma. She's dope as shit. I know what she's going through right now or what she's did or whatever the fucking case is. I'm still a Remy Ma fan. We're not gonna act like that's not true. I don't agree with what happened, but at the end of the day, I don't know what happened. I could just know what I'm purveying from what I'm seeing from the outside. I don't know what the hell happened in any regard. I can't be with a woman like that. I need to be with a woman that got a stable mind. I need to be with a queen. I need to be with a woman that when a situation that she's trying to talk the situation down. I don't want to be with a woman that's trying to, yo, fuck them niggas. I don't want that energy. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's not God's energy. I need a woman that got kind words. You understand? Like that. Order that tries to order the elementaries at an elementary school and gets removed. Right. I don't care about that. Your ex texts you, I'm dating someone better than you. What do you reply? What the fuck is you telling me for? Why do I need to know this? Says in 3 words. Why tell me? How is this important? The hell? Michael Jordan beat 20, 50-plus win teams in his playoff run to those 6 championships. LeBron has only beat 5. Has only beat 10. I think I would want to know the differentiation, the win-loss percentage, more than just wanting to know the number on that, just to be fair. Because let's say Jordan beat 20, but he played 70. Then let's say LeBron only beat 10, but he played only 20. Then I would give LeBron the win in that situation, if that makes any sense. Lorenz Tate is Red Fox's grandson? I didn't know that. A lot of these actors and stuff like that is related, by the way. Here go Madam Web, another movie they're going to absolutely destroy because it's going to be film-based instead of just, entertainment-based. That's how they ruin these women movies, by the way. A lot of these women movies can be great. It's just that they decide it's not going to be entertainment-based and it's going to be, agenda-based. We got to do the feminist movie. And then they complain that men don't want to watch a feminist movie, which is insane. Like, imagine men being like, yo, I can't wait to go see that Color Purple. What the fuck is you talking about? Yo, I can't wait to go cop that Moulin Rouge. What the hell are you talking about? I invited you to my wedding, damn it. What are you talking about? A man accused of decapitating a woman was arrested while having a severed hand in his pocket. These dudes is doing more than too much. Give me 1 second. I'm about to let y'all go, though. I'm just talking at this point. I'm just hanging out. Yeah, I'm just talking. I'm just hanging out. I think I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna get to some other stuff. I gotta make videos apparently today because my Bible told me I got to. So expect a couple of videos today, and my Bible says that I got to start being more consistent with making making videos in particular. So just expect some content. I'm gonna be uploading stuff all over to everything BBN. I ain't expect some content. I ain't really got no choice. My Bible told me. Anyway, everybody go out there, do some good things in the world. Do some good things in the world, and then stamp God's name on it. Remember, doing the good deed is great. It's excellent, right? But we don't just want to do good. We want to do good in the name of God. We want to do good, and we want to make sure that people know that Jesus Christ is our Savior. The Lord God is the only God, the only true living God, period. We want to do good in the name of that. You understand what I'm saying? We don't just want to do good for our own vanity. We don't want to do good because the vanity, that's a sin. Be like, yeah, I'm doing this good deed, but it's not for God. Then that's being vain. That's vanity. We don't want to do good for that reason. We want to do good for the ingratiation or for the to show God's power. We want to come in God's name. No pun intended, played, fam. I realize we want to arrive in God's name. We want to show people that not only are we here to do good in the world, but the reason why we want to do good in the world is because we want the world to recognize that God is the one true living God, and we come as an ambassador of His. We're His emissary. With that being said, everybody, please go out there and do good in the world, and then stamp God's name on it. And just so we could be clear, when I say go do good in the world, I'm saying go do things that don't harm others and benefit people. I'm not saying go out there and be a witch hunter. I'm not saying go out there and I'm going to go do good in the world. I'm saying go out there and do something that people benefit from. Don't go out there and try to find the negative thing that you're going to say, I'm doing good, but you're just really doing something negative. Go out there and do good. Stamp God's name on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one. I'm out. So I hit the thing over here, and then it just, what in the hell? So, all of the things.